Morning, everyone. Welcome back to my live video. You probably saw my first one last night, but you know what? I really don't want to do them at night. I'd rather do them in the morning when it's relatively quiet in the house, before the kids get loaded up on their computers and start going to school. They got Zoom sessions reverberating throughout the house. Luckily, it is mostly quiet here on this Tuesday morning. And the other thing I've decided to do is to try to label these days to make it a little bit easier both for me to come up with content and easier for you to decide if you want to tune in. I mean, it's Speaking Tip Tuesday. If you don't want a speaking tip, you're not going to watch. If you do want a speaking tip, well, I hope you do watch. So the speaking tip I'm thinking of today was something that came up yesterday as a result of the video. One of my friends, David Lazowski, sent me a private message during the video reminding me that I had suggested to him a way of writing his speeches when he didn't like to write speeches. And this comes up all the time when I'm coaching people. You end up with those people who hate to write their speeches. They just want to go off the cuff. And you end up with others who love to write their speeches and would never just make something up. So when I'm coaching speakers, what I do is I make them do what they don't like to do. If you don't like to write your speeches, I make you write your speeches. If you don't like to go impromptu, I make you try doing something impromptu. But in terms of writing your speech, that can be something a little bit, overwhelming for people. What I suggest is if you are someone who prefers to speak your speeches as opposed to write them first, is to speak your speeches and then transcribe it. Speak and record it and then transcribe it. Transcribing it yourself is preferable because you'll be able to really listen in. But if you hire somebody else to do it, or you go to one of these online services that don't cost too much money, you can at least then get a copy of what it is you've said. And you can go through that and then edit it, because the value of having a written speech is that you can edit it. And as many of us know, great speeches are not written, they are rewritten, and often rewritten. But you can't rewrite something that isn't written in the first place. Now, if you are someone who loves to write your speeches and read from them, or feel like you have to stick to the script, I suggest the opposite. Yeah, if you really want to write your speech, fine, but then outline it. And just give a speech with a couple of notes, with a couple of trigger lines on a note card. Or preferably just write an outline. Instead of writing the whole speech out in the first place, just write out an outline and give the speech that way. And that way you'll get a more natural voice, a more natural understanding of how you speak when you're not trying to speak the way that you write. So lean towards your weaknesses, so your weaknesses can help inform your strengths. That's how you can become a better speaker. So there you go. That's your speaking tip here on Tuesday. Nothing else really to talk about this morning. Wrapping up from yesterday. You know, I had that monster, got back on caffeine. Haven't had any caffeine yet today, so maybe the energy I have is still left over from that massive monster, the first caffeine I'd had in 6 months. Also gave me a little bit of a headache, which I still have. So we may have to watch our intake of caffeine here in the future. But hey, here we go. Second video, second day. I don't know if I'm going to keep it up consecutively, but we're going to try. This is not part of any challenge. It's just, why not? Get out there, video anyway, and have a win anyway day.